All right, before we get the actual episode started, let me just pop this up here. I got to make a quick shout out to my one true love, the Maryland Terrapins, because as of a couple of minutes ago, Babatunde Oladatu, the number 8 recruit in the country for basketball, a 5-star power forward, just committed to the University of Maryland. And that is the energy I'm going into this episode with. Despite the fact that Maryland's already out of this imperialism, we're back. We are so back. It took Buzz Williams a year and a half, and we are already getting top 10 recruits again. This is insane how quickly Buzz was able to turn this ship around and turn us back into, a Big Ten national title contender. I'm so happy. This year is just free money. Who cares? If we make the tournament, that's awesome. But next year, watch out for the Terps. I'm so happy, man. Anyway, time to get to the thing that y'all are actually here for. Hold on. God, these stupid cans are so hard to open every time. Here we go. All right. Welcome and good evening, ladies college football fans, to week 13 of College Football 26 season-long Imperialism. There's going to be a big shift in how this tournament is operating because I got a great idea, and I'm going to explain that idea to you now. As you can see, there are 52 teams left in this tournament and on the map. Right now, they're evenly split, 26 to 26, between teams that have played and teams that have not. And last year, the way this went is that, it was Michigan just playing everyone and a whole bunch of battles between teams that already played. And we got most of the really crazy matchups early on before it really mattered. So I want to shift that, and I want to make sure our top 10 is not just a bunch of teams that haven't played. They're just hiding in the corners of the map, like Boston College and Syracuse and FIU and Washington and all these teams. So here is what we are going to do for the next couple of episodes. There are now 2 wheels up. You have the main wheel where there's 52 teams remaining, but I created a separate wheel that just has the teams that haven't played yet. This is the wheel we're going to be spinning for the next few weeks until we get down to 1 team on this wheel. This ensures that every game we play will include a team that hasn't played yet. We're going to narrow down these 26 teams, get all the contenders like Alabama and Oregon that haven't played yet onto the map, test their mettle. And of course, they're going to be playing against teams that have already played before, mostly. But now, none of the matchups for the next 26 games will be 2 teams that have played each other. It's all going to be testing out these guys that have hidden for over half the tournament so far. We're going to force them in. And then when we get to the top 25, every single team will have earned their place in the top 25, which is exactly what I wanted with this new setup. So, with 26 teams on this special wheel of the untested teams, we are going to shuffle it and get this episode started. As soon as I turn up the volume on here a little bit. There we go. And of course, there we go. Oh, hold on. A weird sound there, but the first team that'll play is, oh no. Well, this is what I get for trying something new. Immediately, I throw Cinderella under the bus. Arkansas State got eliminated in the last episode of last week, or last game of last week. And now James Madison is almost certainly on the chopping block against the college football playoff contenders, Virginia. Oh boy. Where will the arrows send the Cavaliers? Please send them to Pitt. I am begging you. No. So, this is the matchup we've been waiting for. It is Virginia against James Madison to get us kicked off in week 13. Let's get it set up. That's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted at all, but that's what you get. Give me 1 second. While we're still waiting for 8 o'clock to officially happen, I am going to close out of the College Football 26 app. Okay, it is the latest version. So we're going to jump back in here. I just wanted to make sure the rosters were up to date. Just in case we see Ole Miss again and whether Trinidad Chambliss is on the roster now. We don't know. I can't believe he was so unknown that he wasn't even added to the roster. That's insane to me. All right. Virginia versus James Madison. Finally, the Virginia State Championship coming to pass. I'm going to pull up their rosters as well while we're waiting. Sunbelt, Sunbelt, Sunbelt. There we go. All right. So on the road, the Virginia Cavaliers, an 81 overall. So they're pretty close to James Madison. Let's hope that maybe they've gotten another ratings boost since the last time we played them. They haven't. If anything, it's dropped, but... Oh, God. Got their classic home uniform. I think we'll go purple and gold for them this time. Got the all-black look. Yeah, we'll go with this for them. And then Virginia. Is orange their home look, or is it navy? Orange versus purple. It's decent, but like... I think we'll go classic white for them. So this is the big test for Alonze Barnett and the James Madison Dukes. There we go. Oh, this is a major, major battle right here. We return once again to Central Virginia as the Dukes take the field for the 9th time in this tournament. That is a record for this season. As Alonze Barnett and the James Madison Dukes lay it all on the line against one of the best teams that they're bordering right now, the Virginia Cavaliers. It's one of the only nationally ranked teams that is on their borders right now. James Madison ranked number 21 in the AP poll right now, but they are not ranked in the college ball playoff because the committee is some stupid idiots. I don't know. I don't think Tulane should be rated above James Madison. And not just because Tulane beat Arkansas State, but mostly because Tulane beat Arkansas State. There's the spin, and here come the Dukes. Matthew Saluka got them the extra life, but then the roster's updated, and Alonze Barnett was reflected as the starter that he is. Wayne Knight is now in at running back instead of George Pettaway, their normal starter. We'll see if that remains the case throughout the game, because Pettaway has been a stud for them. Barnett on 1st and 10. Hands it off to Wayne Knight, and Wayne Knight has some space. 30, 35, 40, jukes him out of his shoes and gets up to the 45-yard line. An incredible opening run for Mr. Wayne Knight. Hello, Newman, indeed. We'll have to wait for the replay, and then we'll jump into Super Sim, and hopefully James Madison can pull off the upset and keep the Cinderella dream alive. I mean, without James Madison... Shit. Oh, no, I can't pause it. Barnett throws the RPO outside, and DeGennaro can't get anywhere with it. And I still... Uh-oh. Are they stopping me from going Super Sim? They're not. Okay, we're good. James Madison does nothing with a drive, but they go up 3-0. Virginia can't respond. It's 10-0 James Madison. 13-0 James Madison dominating right now. Please, 13-7. It's close. James Madison makes it 16-7. Virginia has to respond right now. Russell Scrooge. Stop. 4 minutes to go. We are jumping in. Chandler Morris and the Virginia Cavaliers have the ball 3rd and inches. They need this first down or else their season might be over right here. And James Madison can get win number 8 on the season. Morris fakes the handoff, runs it himself. He's got a first down and a whole lot more to the 40. And he is taken down at the 41-yard line. Chandler Morris helping his team survive here at Bridgeforth Stadium. The Dukes claim 2 FBS national championships that have obviously before their move, or FCS national championships that have before their move up to the FBS level. Morris in the shotgun. Drops back. He's going to throw short. Going to be caught by number 7. He finds a lane and gets through the defender all the way to the first down for Virginia. That was KJ Flo making the tackle for James Madison, but with 3 minutes to go, the Cavs have crossed midfield and are officially in business. They need a touchdown in order to take the lead late. Morris in the gun, wants to go deep. Throws short instead. It's another throw right into the lane. It's another first down. It's DJ Barksdale on the tackle, but Virginia is working that short pass game, and they are finally clicking on offense. They only have 1 touchdown today. The Dukes also only have 1 touchdown. So let's see how this continues. We're getting close to the 2-minute timeout. Morris wants to throw short again, but number 5 is covered. He's going to float it deep, and that is going to be caught, but tackled short of the first down. That might be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. We will see if the Cavaliers hurry up to the line or not. And once the 2-minute timeout hits, we're going to use our new pause rule to get by this 15-second runoff that happens every single time. Because that is the 2-minute timeout. They're going to get one more play off. Number 21, Jukes cannot get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and short on this first play after the 2-minute timeout. James Madison with a chance to end this drive right here and secure their 8th victory of the tournament. Can their defense step up when it matters most? 3rd and 2. Morris to number 21. He gets the first down up to the 20-yard line. And let's test this out to see if it works. We go 38. I don't think it worked. Because now the time is running without the play. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so time ran a little bit. I just have to delay it until that camera angle switches. Number 5 runs. They're trying to go quickly. He drops back, fakes the handoff, wants to throw to the end zone, stops, throws to the end zone. It is dropped. An incredible pass breakup by number 5. That's Trent Hendrick flying back to make the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Virginia. Harrison Whaley is the name of that running back. 2nd and 10 for Virginia. Morris throws quickly. It's caught. And that's another Virginia first down. They will use their timeout here. 1:29 to go. Cavaliers are betting it all on this drive. 1st and goal from the 6. Dukes still have all 3 of their timeouts. Morris, under pressure, hit, sacked. So we're going to wait a second. Drop back in, and they're going to shoot. Because now they're showing the replay, but I think the clock will be running while they're showing this replay. God, am I doing more harm than good with this? I think I'm doing more harm than good with this pause theory. It's causing a whole lot of chaos. 1:09 to go, 2nd and goal. Morris, end zone. He's got his... It's picked off! It's picked off going the other way! It's Mekhi Rogers with a game-winning interception! Morris didn't know what he was doing. He was throwing it on rhythm, but was not throwing it based on looks. Mekhi Rogers just jumped the route. 11 was going to turn back, but somebody else was covering him as well. James Madison played that perfectly, and now Virginia need a miracle in order to stay alive. Alonze Barnett hands it off to number 3. It's Wayne Knight. Wayne Knight gets the first down, and I think that is your ball game, folks. I don't know why the Virginia mascot's celebrating and not the James Madison mascot, but folks, James Madison has beaten nationally ranked Virginia at home to secure victory number 8 on the season. This coach that looks like a young John Harbaugh celebrates with his team as the Dukes survive and get rid of one of their most dangerous opponents on the map. Look at Alonze Barnett celebrate with Mekhi Rogers, who got the game-winning interception. There was the big throw to secure first and goal, but it was the pick at the end that gives James Madison another shocking upset win. They've already beaten Duke. They've beaten, NC State lost to somebody else. Or did they beat NC State? I don't know. But they beat Wake Forest, and they beat Maryland. They lost to West Virginia, but West Virginia is gone. It is time to update the map, folks. Virginia, you've been waiting for this moment, but you fell short. Bye-bye. Which means that James Madison is officially the Virginia State champion for 2026 Imperialism. Huge accomplishment for them. And what a deserving year to go off when, like, the real team is so good. Get rid of all these borders. There we go. Okay. Now, can the logo get any bigger? Now, Virginia's gone. The answer is no. So their logo will stay in the same spot, but now that territory is so much cleaner. It's just Maryland, half of Virginia, almost all of North Carolina. Unbelievable. So Virginia is gone. And we also have to eliminate Virginia from the main wheel. And they are gone. Let's go to stats. (16-10) is your final. Alonze Barnett, 142 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. As for Chandler Morris, 269 yards through the air. He did what he could, but 20 of 34 isn't a great completion percentage, and he had a pick. The game-losing interception. Harrison Whaley, 16 carries for 45 yards. Morris, 9 for 12, but he won't be on there. In fact, none of these guys are going to be in the stat sheet. It doesn't even matter what their longs are. But 45 for Harrison Whaley. As for James Madison, George Pettaway completely gone from the game plan. It's now Wayne Knight's ball club. 13 for 78. His long of the day was 25. As we go to receiving, Nick DiGennaro again, 5 for 55 and no touchdowns. Isaiah Alston, 4 for 52 and a tutty. Logan Kyle, 2 for 29. Lakota Dupree, 1 for 6. Virginia, Jamal Edrin, 6 for 98. Sage Ennis, 6 for 65. And Cameron Courtney, 3 for 51. Those will be the only guys that get on the stat sheet for Virginia. As for defensive, you get Jameer Carter with 3 tackles for loss and half a sack. Cam Robinson, 2 and half a sack. Nothing else for James Jackson. They did not get a pick. Stevie Bracey won't get on there. No forced fumbles. And none of those. As for the Dukes and their defensive playmakers, Amar Thomas with a tackle for loss and a sack. Michael McMullen with a TFL. Emmanuel Bush with another TFL and a sack. The pick goes to Mekhi Rogers. He also had 2 pass breakups and a forced fumble in this game. He was their entire defense. No exaggeration. Trent Hendrick with 3 pass breakups, including a crucial one on that last drive. And Elijah Culp also picks up a pass breakup. Rogers with the forced fumble. Nobody recovered it. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go to kicking. Cristiano Rosa made 3 field goals in the day. That was the difference. also had an extra point. That is a 10-point effort from him. And Will Bettridge went 1 for 2, missing a crucial one that would have allowed them to kick a game-tying field goal late. And then 1 for 1 on extra points. Damn. All right, we go back to the main menu. And let's go back to this wheel. 25 teams left as we shuffle and get going again. Who will emerge from the shadows in this next game? Is it Colorado? No, it's going to be North Texas, who this week had their first AP poll ranking since 1959, I believe. And as one of the last remaining teams in the great state of Texas, they're almost definitely playing Arizona State, but it could be Tulane. So let's break out the arrow and find out where the Eagles are going. This is going to be Arizona State. So the Sun Devils have to play their 4th game of the tournament after knocking out frontrunners Oklahoma last week. Let's get it set up. This is not going to be a cakewalk game for the Sun Devils. It's going to be a difficult one, so we'll see if North Texas can play up to the standard that they're setting in real life. One of the best seasons they've ever had. Arizona State, their first home game, they'll go with their classic home look. And we'll go with green versus maroon. I like the look of that. And here we go. We'll see if they've updated the roster to remove Sam Levitt from the starting lineup. We'll go 6 p.m. here because it's on the West Coast. And here we go. So there they are. So this is North Texas against Arizona State. The Sun Devils will be fending off challengers from all over the map in the next few weeks, as their defense of the largest territory in the country begins right now. I mean, this is what you sign up for when you beat Oklahoma twice and take all of their territory. This is the risk behind that. It's a bold strategy, but they have the skill to deliver on it. As long as Sam Levitt's still here. If he's not here, then it's a good tackle for North Texas. As Drew Mestamaker, the true freshman, steps in, a redshirt freshman, steps in for North Texas in a hostile environment. Let's see what he can do on this first play. They really look like the Philadelphia Eagles in that Kelly Green, man. Fake handoff. He's going to throw on the first play. It's going to be caught outside, and he will be taken down. And I got to update the lighting here. There we go. Okay. Oh, shoot. Hold on. And now we will go to Super Sim. North Texas take a 3-0 lead. It's 3-3. As we go into the second quarter, it's officially night at 6-3. Second half now, still tied 6-6, 9-6. No touchdown scored yet. Stop. 4:16 to go. We are tied at 9. As Arizona State gets the ball back with the clock running, 4:12 to go. Arizona State in trouble, just like I thought they might be. It is not Sam Levitt in the game. It is Jeff Sims at quarterback. He throws quickly. On the screen outside, number 18, a completely ineffective juke move right there. That was Jalen Moss trying to create more space, but he ended up just going backwards. 3rd and 2 with 3:48 to go in this game. North Texas' defense trying to make a huge stop here. Sims throws short, wide open first down, and a whole lot more for number 12. That is Malik McLean making the catch for the Sun Devils. We haven't seen Jordan Tyson during our regular plays so far, but he is on the field, not injured. So here come the Sun Devils across the 50-yard line looking for any score to take the lead. And there's the running back number 3 getting another Arizona State first down. It's Raleek Brown, 12 carries for 71 yards in this game. They've been balanced, but their execution when it matters has not been up to snuff. We'll see if they can finish off this drive with the first touchdown of the ball game. They're leaving McLean open. They're not covering him directly. McLean pops outside. They throw the other way, and that is a completely failed screen. Number 14 for North Texas. Quentin Hammonds sprinting in from the secondary to make that tackle for loss. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Arizona State. Sims walks up to the line. He takes the snap. Under a little bit of pressure, going to throw deep. It is dropped by Malik McLean. A big-time hit from the secondary player. Knocked that ball out. It'll be 3rd and 10 now with 2:35 to go. High-pressure moment because this will be a 53-yard kick. Certainly not a gimme. Empty set for Jeff Sims. They bring an all-out blitz. Arizona State picks it up. He throws open, and Jordan Tyson stepped out of bounds. He did a full, stunted pirouette there, which took away all of his free time, and now it's 4th, and they only gave him a yard on that. My God. This is going to be a 52-yard kick for Jesus Gomez. Gomez's kick is... Oh, no. That's going to be roughing the kicker on number 25. Oh, he tried to block it. I didn't even see the contact. And they won't show it, but the roughing the kicker penalty will give Arizona State a fresh set of downs. And now they're in the red zone. A much easier field goal attempt, or they can just go for 6. That pass is caught. That might have been McLean again, but it's 2nd and 8. They're going to let the clock run down to the 2-minute timeout here in Mountain America Stadium. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe North Texas roughed the kicker there. That is just a terrible way to go out if they do end up losing this game. Fans are still going nuts. Trying to cheer their defense on from the very back of the stadium. Jeff Sims looking to maintain this front-runner status for Arizona State. Not a great play there. Raleek Brown gets completely swamped on that play. With 3rd and 8, they will let the clock run because they're tied. And here we go. Sims in the shotgun. He drops back. He's waiting. He's under pressure. Is he hit? No. He's going to scramble outside, and he will be sacked. It's Richard Outland Jr. with his first sack of the game. That's going to be a timeout for North Texas, and Arizona State will have to try a field goal from the hash. It's a 42-yard kick for Jesus Gomez. Just don't rough him. Don't even blitz him. Let him kick it. There it goes. The kick is good. Arizona State goes up 12-9 in what could be our first game of the year with no touchdowns, unless North Texas has something to say about it right here. It'll be Drew Mestamaker and the North Texas offense coming out here for the Mean Green. I'm glad the roughing the kicker penalty didn't fully decide this game. They still have a healthy shot of tying this ball game. It's not a good kick return, only to the 16-yard line. As Mestamaker walks out with a 4 wide receiver set. He drops back. 5-man blitz for Arizona State. That pass is caught, but tackled inbounds going backwards. I mean, it's a better idea to just scramble it, get more yards if you're just throwing it and keeping it in bounds. 2nd and 8 They're only going to have a minute to really fly down the field. 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. Mestamaker throws short. Can he get out of bounds? No! And they will use their second timeout. They absolutely had to. I don't blame them. And they line back up with 54 seconds to go. It is 1st and 10. Here we go. Mestamaker needs to throw it further this time, but he throws short inbounds. I don't get it. I don't understand. We're going to see if we can help him out a little bit here. Shoot. Okay, I made it worse. I made it worse. I made it worse. I made it worse. Shit. Okay, whatever. 30 seconds to go. Mestamaker, under pressure, throws deep. What a catch! 25 seconds to go. They're going to call the timeout. They're not in field goal range yet, but they have life. And I think at this point, any play tackle in bounds, we're going to try and stop the clock and get them back on the field. Mestamaker, under pressure, throws short. It's going to be caught, but he's outside field goal range. We're going to let a couple seconds run off the clock, get them to the stadium shot. Here we go. Oh, no, 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 no. I screwed it up. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Last play. They're going to have to go for a Hail Mary, and they can't even get it off. They got it off. Okay, last play. Mestamaker, under pressure, got it away, and it's dropped. Couldn't get it on target, and Arizona State is able to knock out the Mean Green. I got them one more play. I bought them maybe 2 seconds with that strategy. Whatever. Arizona State gets win number 4. North Texas is eliminated, and there's only 3 teams left in the state of Texas, all along their southeastern border. Arizona State's loving it as we return to the map. There we go. North Texas. You gave us a ball game, but you never got in the end zone. Neither did your opponent, but the clock just wasn't your friend. Bye-bye. There we go. And I think we can... Yeah, we can expand this up from here. There we go. Arizona State, their logo is a bit more centered now. That is what the map looks like. And we got to make 2 edits to the wheel here. First up, North Texas is gone. And North Texas is gone. Let's go to stats. All right, Jeff Sims, 16 of 26 for 130 yards. Not great, but he did what had to be done. As for North Texas, Drew Mestamaker, 25 of 41 for 208 yards. Their run game must have been pretty atrocious, and it was. 29 yards. He's not going to get on the stat sheet. Arizona State. Raleek Brown, 13 for 71. 6 for 8 for Jeff Sims. His long was 40. That's pretty impressive. As we go to receiving. Jalen Moss, 4 for 62. Malik McLean, 3 for 27. Jordan Tyson, 3 for 14. Raleek Brown, 3 for 20. Shimon Mateer, 2 for 7. And Kyson Brown, 1 for 0. North Texas. You got Simeon Evans, 6 for 57. And Caleb Hawkins, 5 for 52. Nobody else is going to get on the stat sheet. For North Texas's defense, You got Richard Outland Jr., 3 TFLs, 1 sack. Great game for him. Oopsie. There we go. Trey Fields, 1 TFL, 1 pass breakup. Quentin Hammond, same stat line. No picks. So many passes broken up, but the other guys just won't get there. Patrick Smith-Young, Davian Armstead. Go. Oh, shoot. Hold on. 1 forced fumble. Ethan Weslowski forced it. He also recovered it for 22 return yards. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go to Arizona State. Clayton Smith, 1-1. Zach Swanson, 1-1. Zyrus Fiasso and Javon Robinson, both with pass breakups, no fumbles, no recoveries, no blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. As we go to the kicking game, Jesus Gomez, 4 for 4 on field goals with a long of 50. That is what you call a good day. Kali Nguma tried to match him 3 for 3 with a 45-yarder, but couldn't get the opportunity to tie it late. As we return to the main menu. And here is the wheel once again. Let's shuffle with 24 teams left on this. And spin it once again. Who's coming out of their hiding spot next? Is it Florida finally? No, it is going to switch over to Utah at the last second as we go back out west and finally get another team from this desert state. They've either got Utah State, Nevada, Boise State, or BYU as their options. We could see the Holy War here. Let's get the arrow out and find out what's up. That's going to be... Oh, that's interesting. It's probably BYU. But we got to zoom in to verify that. Center's right there. And I don't know. I think we have to zoom in further. Just a little more. That over here. That's right in the center, and that, let's double check that. That's the center. We got to get out the line marker, but like that doesn't touch BYU's territory. That's Boise State. So this is going to be a crazy matchup. A very low odds wheel spin for Utah as they will have to go to the blue turf to take on the Boise State Broncos. Let's get it set up. So there's Boise State. And the Utah Utes on the other side. Where are they? There they are. 84 versus 82 is going to be a close game. One of the most prominent group of 5 teams remaining. Taking on a very good side from the Big 12. Yeah, we got to go all blue here for Utah, and then we'll go with all red versus all blue. Classic Boise State matchup here. There we go. We'll go 6 o'clock here. Let's get it going. This one's probably going to jump out of Super Sim, so we're going to pull up the rosters as we're talking. But the Utah Utes, one of a couple nationally ranked teams that hasn't played yet, getting forced into action by the new rules that I created, taking on the Group of 5 representative in the college football playoff last year, the Boise State Broncos. They've got Imperialism legend Maddox Madsen at quarterback. And even though Ashton Genty is gone, this team is still a force to be reckoned with in this tournament. We'll see if they can step up and get a big upset here for the Mountain West over a Big 12 powerhouse in Utah. Here we go. Here's the return to the 15, the 20. And that is where Boise State will shut it down. So here comes their quarterback. It's not Cam Rising, who's like 28 years old at this point. I believe it's Devin Dampier. Dallin Bentley is their tight end. Here comes the one play before we jump over to Super Sim. Fakes the handoff. Dampier going to throw short, and that's not going to get anywhere because number 95, Max Steege, is able to make the tackle for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Utes as we go to Super Sim. Boise State early touchdown. Utah responds with a field goal. Broncos trying to make it a one-possession game, but they can't. It's 14-10. 17-14. Utah retakes the lead as we go to the second half. Still a 3-point ball game. 20-14. 23-14. Boise State running out of options. One score game. 29-17. We're going to go one play at a time to see if Boise State can make it closer. They're working on it. We're going to jump in right here to see how they do on this last drive. 3rd and 5 with 4:28 to go. They have to convert if they want any hope of making this a one-possession game and possibly coming back to beat the Utes. Madsen in the gun. His last hurrah in Imperialism, potentially. He hands it off on 3rd and 5, and they get nowhere. They have to go for it. Malik Sherrod, 13 carries for only 15 yards. I don't know why that is your play call, considering that stat line. Oh, I don't believe that, man. 4th and 5, Maddox Madsen's last stand. He calls out a blitzer. Utah rushes 4. Madsen with time, throws short, caught for a first down. Boise State not dead yet. It's a completion. I believe that is going to go to Latrell Caples, one of the best receivers from their Imperialism run last year when they came just short of an extra life, losing to Michigan in heartbreaking fashion. Madsen starting to feel himself now. Press coverage in the red zone here. Madsen under pressure. Gets it away. It's a floater, and it is caught. 2nd and inches. It's going to be a gorgeous little floating pass to Chase Penry. New addition to the starting lineup this year, and he makes the most of his opportunity there. Got hit hard by 3 different defenders, but the vectors evened out. He kept the ball, and it's 2nd and inches here. Madsen under pressure again. Throws short. Wide open. Touchdown. Latrell Caples dives into the orange end zone. The lights are going crazy, and Boise State has made this a football game. The question is, do you go for 2 here? My gut says no, because we're down 5. Then a touchdown immediately puts you in the lead. You don't even have to kick the extra point once you get to that point later. So let's see what their decision is. They will go for the extra point here. It's number 35, Colton Boomer. Snap, hold, kick is good. And it's a good spot for Utah. I will be right back. Good opening play. As Boise State calls a timeout, I believe they got a first down there, which could make things difficult from a timing perspective. There's the second time for Boise State. It is a first down. Broncos are running out of options here. Utah is squeezing the life out of them. Dampier fakes the handoff, keeps himself. He's got so much space, and he gets another first down, and that is probably your ball game. Boise State can only hope to get a 3-and-out here and then get the ball back with maybe 20, 25 seconds on the clock. Tight end goes in motion, 1st and 10. He's going to keep it again. This time they have somebody defending him, and he doesn't get the first down, but he picks up 6 yards. Zion Washington's 8th tackle of the ball game. Dampier starting to feel the effects of running all these run plays. But the clock is going to run down to about 2:06 to play, and they'll get 2nd down here. Dampier runs again. They've run the same play over and over again, and this one works to perfection. First down, Boise State. That is your ball game. That is the 2-minute timeout. And the Utah Utes are going to eliminate Boise State from the map, which means our best shot at a Cinderella champion lies in Central Virginia with the James Madison Dukes. And we can just go super sim at this point because the game is over. Oof. It's never a happy thing when Boise State is eliminated, but that's the end. Utah finishes it off, wins 29-24 in a very tightly contested ball game. They pulled away in the 4th quarter, and Boise State tried to make it interesting, but their defense could not come up with a stop when it mattered most. Devin Dampier and the Utah Utes get their first win of the tournament and send Boise State back home to Idaho. It's their first ever Imperialism victory. They lost to Utah State last year, but not this time. There we go. And Boise State, you won 2 games, but it's a less impressive run than last year. That's all that can be said about that. Bye-bye. Okay, there we go. Just a tiny little border to erase. And now Utah's logo can get supersized. Let's see, is there anywhere else we can put this thing that would make it bigger? I think if we put it here, we can stretch out just a little more. So that'll be where Utah sets up shop. Bordering Arizona State right there. As we go to the wheel. And we eliminate Utah from this side and we'll eliminate Boise State from the other, because now they've played and they're not going to be on that wheel anymore. But we will eliminate Boise State from this one. This is where the new rules start to get a little confusing. There we go. As we go to stats. It's Maddox Madsen, 12 of 21 for 147 and a touchdown. Devin Dampier, 28 of 39 for 297. A very good game from him. He also ran the ball like a champ, 14 for 46. Wayshawn Parker, 12 for 67 and a touchdown. Bryce Duke, 1 for 2 and a touchdown. There's the longs for them. As for Boise State, Malik Sherrod completely shut down. He did have a touchdown, but nothing else. Maddox Madsen couldn't get anything going. We'll show their longs, but it's not really worth it. Receiving, Latrell Cable's 5 for 61 and a touchdown. He did them as much as he could do, but it's so hard to win in College Bowl 26 when you have no run game to speak of. Penry with 42. Lauder with 28. Gaines with 10. Malik Sherrod 1 for 6. I don't know why Sire Gaines wasn't more involved. He's the better running back. Whatever. Chris Marshall with no catches. We did have a drop. Utah's receivers. Ryan Davis, 9 for 82 and a touchdown. Dallin Bentley, 6 for 77. Otto Tia, 4 for 37. 3 for 12 for Drew Clemens. 3 for 29 for Wayshawn Parker. 3 for 60 for Tobias Merriweather. We go to the defensive stats. John Henry Daly with 2 TFLs. Rabbit Evans with 1. Lance Holtzclaw with 1 and a sack and a forced fumble. Aliki Vimahi with 1 TFL. Only the 1 sack. No picks. Lavani Damuni and Lander Barton both with pass breakups. Lance Holtzclaw and Logan Fano both with forced fumbles. Fano with a recovery and 19 return yards. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go to Boise State in their last stand. Max Steege, 2 tackles for loss, half a sack. Deion Washington, 1 and 1. Jaden Virgin Morgan, 1 and half a sack. Whole lot of pass breakups. Jeremiah Irby with 2. Mana Tuioti with 1. Zion Washington with 1. Marco Notareni with 1. And Travis Anderson with 1. Bowen Phillips with a forced fumble. He also recovered it and returned it for 2 yards. And he blocked a kick. That's insane. No safeties and no touchdowns. Just double checking that. As we go to kicking. Colton Boomer had a 6-point game, but it wasn't enough. Because Utah's kicker had an 11-pointer. Dylan Curtis, 3 made field goals, 2 made extra points. Very good game for him. We get out a dodge and return to the wheels once again. We're at 23. This episode will end when we're at 19 on this wheel and 45 on the main wheel. So let's shuffle and get going for game number 4. Which hidden team will go next? Is it Eastern Michigan? It will be. Golden Eagles played very early on in last year's tournament, but they've survived all the way to this point because of their crazy small territory. And now, they really only have 2 options. It's either Wisconsin or Michigan. Now, here, I forgot to mention this earlier. If one of these hidden teams gets a skip, they do skip, but we'll just spin the smaller wheel again to pick from that slate, once more. So it'll be Wisconsin or Michigan or a skip for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Here we go. It's going to be Southeast, and that is a skip, so Eastern Michigan will not play yet. So we have to go back over here and shuffle once again. Let's see who gets picked this time. Is it FIU? No, it's going to be Rice. Rice is one of those teams, man. They either made the top 10 or got very, very close last year. That's good. So we return to Texas for the second time this episode. It could be Houston, could be Texas State, or it could be Arizona State playing for the second time this episode. Let's see where the arrow sends them. It also could be them jumping straight into the Gulf of Mexico. Let's find out. Rice will play. The question is whether that's Houston or Arizona State. We got to really probe that here. Drop it down to the center of their logo. That's boy, that is Houston. It's so close. But that crazy little bending river of a territory does bend it towards Houston. So it's going to be a Houston versus Rice battle here in the 4th battle of this episode. Let's get it set up. There we go. Houston and Rice. It's not a huge gap in skill level. The biggest difference is an 82 offense against a 67 offense. That's just not... What are you going to do there? It's the Bayou Bucket Classic. Never heard of that. We'll go with the home uniforms for the Cougars. And Yeah, we'll go Navy versus Red here. It's a classic Imperialism matchup. There we go. We gotta change the lights. I forgot to change the lights for Boise State, and I apologize. So let's get a quick look at that now that they've been eliminated. There it is, and now we can change it back over to Houston, which is this one. All right, let's go. Houston Cougars, they were the Big 12 champions of Imperialism last year because they just hid down in this tiny little area and just waited out everybody else. But not this time. They are being forced into action because Rice got landed on and just barely avoided playing Arizona State. So the Cougars, who have, gotten themselves to a national ranking as of this week, will now put that reputation on the line at home against the Rice Owls. Playing their trade in the American Conference, I believe. They're not great, but who knows? They could shock the world. It's one of the last all-Texas battles we will get in this tournament, because only one is possible from here on out. Not a great return from Rice as their quarterback walks out onto the field, and his name, I believe, is Chase Jenkins. That's number 4, and he jogs out with that offensive line. Houston leads the all-time series 34-12. And Rice will line up looking for a big-time upset here. It's going to be a handoff inside. Absolutely nowhere. Carlos Allen Jr. gets the TFL for the Cougars. As we will go to Super Sim. Still scoreless. Now it's 3-0. 6-0. Rice is getting somewhere. Can they get a touchdown? No. Can Houston respond? Yes. It's 6-3 and stop. We're going to go one play at a time here just to get these last couple seconds. Because Houston is driving, and that is where we'll pick up. Because it's 4th and 4 with 4:08 to go. Will they go for it? It's the biggest decision of their season. As Connor Wegman gets to choose whether to send his team out there, they're going to punt. They're going to punt with 4:08 to go and try and rely on their defense, which, to their credit, has not allowed a touchdown today. And it is a horrible punt. A really, really bad punt. Rice starts at the 35. A field goal wins this game, essentially. So we read option. Nobody covers it. He gets outside and is taken down after a gain of 8. Chase Jenkins has carried the ball 16 times in this game for 86 yards. It's just a read option. A zone read. I don't know how Houston has not been able to cover it. So here's Jenkins again on 2nd and 2. He hands it off, and they shut him down. Quentin Jackson has 8 carries in this day for 1 yard. And that's why they've been doing the zone read so much. But you would think if they know the running back is getting stuffed every time, the quarterback's going to be pulling it a lot more often just because he's the better player on the game, on the roster. But now it's empty set. It all comes down to this for Rice. Bunch on the left side. Jenkins throws short. It's going to be caught. Can he get the first down? Yes, 50, 45, 40. Down to close to the 35-yard line is a fantastic catch and run for Aaron Turner. The slot receiver making a big-time play when Rice really needed it. One of Houston's linebackers went off injured after that play. And now it's Jenkins once again. 2:51 to go. He's going to hand it off on the inside, and that is going to be a bowl-over tackle by Jesus something. I mean, does anybody actually go by Jesus? They can't, right? Jenkins hands it off to his running back. I forgot his name. Quentin Jackson. who had his first good carry of the day. Everett Rogers goes down with an injury, which will stop the clock once again. Houston was actually forced to use their timeout that time. So here it is, 3rd and 4. Jenkins hands it off to Jackson, and he gets outside. Did he get the first down? Yes, he did. Another injury for Houston. Latrell McCutcheon Sr. drops down. There must be some sort of glitch because that's 3 plays in a row where Houston has lost players to injury. Rice just keeps on marching. Houston's only used 1 timeout, but they still have the 2-minute timeout. Press coverage at the top of your screen and at the bottom. Jenkins hands it off again to Jackson, and number 24 is able to shut him down. There's the 2nd timeout for Houston. That was Carmicah Glass able to make the stop for the Cougars. Jenkins hands it off to Jackson. Jackson with even more space. And number 53 is able to shut that down. So here we go. 3rd and 7. Houston out of timeouts. The entire game rests on this play. Jenkins hands it off to Jackson. It's a reverse the other way, and he gets stuffed for a loss of 6. That'll make this a 46-yard field goal attempt after the 2-minute timeout to potentially win the game for Rice. Could they come up with one of the biggest upsets in recent Imperialism history? That's the 2-minute warning. Sorry, the 2-minute timeout. And here's the kick from Enoch Goda. Is Goda goated? He's already made 3 kicks today. Let's see if he can go 4 for 4. Snap, hold, kick is good. Did somebody call Wendy's? Because we've got a 4 for 4 in the house. Enoch Goda has put Houston on life support. Oh, God. There we go. Total of 3, the kick return. Sorry, some soda went down the wrong pipe there. It's 1st and 10 now for Houston. Wegman throws short. Can he get out of bounds? The answer is yes. Very smart play by the receiver there. Not sure who it was. Might have been Amari Thomas making that catch. But they have to go so fast here. Wegman throws short again. It's going to be caught. He gets outside but is blown up. That's going to be 1st and 10 for Houston. That's going to run a couple more seconds off the clock. They're going to start this play with about 90 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Wegman throws short, caught, another 1st down. But it's only going to stop the clock for about 5 seconds, if that. All right, they got 8 seconds out of that. That's pretty good. They just have to keep moving as fast as they possibly can. Keep moving forward. Moving on. Come on. Wegman. 1:14 to go. He's trying to go deep. He has the time to do so, but he's hit. Just barely got the throw away, and that pass is caught wide open. Number 5, stepping out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Connor Wegman's biggest pass of the night to keep this game alive with 6-7 seconds to go. It was a wobbler after he got hit, but number 5 is able to make the catch. He's not on their active roster, but he should be. Wow. 1st and goal from the 4. This is where the clock can be your enemy. They got to score right here. Wegman waits. Does he have an opening? He does. Wide open touchdown. It's number 5 again. I think they're going to show their name down here, but we got to find out who that is. Houston football depth chart. No, not Our Lads, because Our Lads isn't showing it. Shoot, Stanley Johnson? What is your name? It's not even on there. Bruh. There we go. Football roster. 12 to 9. Here we go. Number 92 to make this a 2-point game. Very important extra point. I wish I could do an extra game tonight, but I have so many other things I have to do tonight that kind of take precedent. I'm very busy right now, and they recovered the onside kicks. That's your ball game. Unfortunate, but Rice is gonna pull off the upset right here. Chase Jenkins willed his team to success as we've got another group of 5 over Power 4 victory. The Rice Owls will survive. Actually, wait. I could do an extra game tonight. Well, let me do the math real quick. So it's 45, 38, 31, 25. If we did it, it would be Stephon Johnson. Thank you for that. Oh, my God. I missed it. Stephon Johnson with a close touchdown catch, but ended up not mattering because Rice gets the W. Let's return to the map. Huge, huge upset for the Owls. Because that'll be 44, 37, 30, 25. Like, it would mean that we'd only have a 5-episode. Or we go, we bunch of 6-episode things. It'd be 44, 38, 32, 25. We can do that. We'll see. There we go. Man, you don't see Gray expand very often besides Ohio State, but Houston, you still never won a game. And who knows if you ever will. Bye-bye. The fact that Rice got a win before Houston did is really telling. Go. Oopsie. Okay, did that right? Okay, and now we can expand Rice's logo a little bit. It's probably where they can make it the biggest. Pop it up here, and then just go with this back and forth, up and down combo. That's about as far as we can push it. So there we go. Rice has their new territory down in the southeast. And the last 2 remaining Texas teams, just as we all predicted, are Texas State and Rice. Go figure. Pop over to this wheel. We have to get rid of 2 of them. Houston and Rice will both get eliminated from this wheel. And then we'll eliminate Houston from this one. So I believe that was the 4th game we've done tonight. There they go. So now we're at 48. All right, let's go to stats. All right, Connor Wegman, 174 yards, a late touchdown, and was essentially garbage time. Chase Jenkins, 12-24 for 137 yards. He had a pick, but his real impact was in the run game. 17 carries for 85 yards on a night when Quentin Jackson was just not effective. Drayden Dickman had 1 carry. Didn't do much. And then a fumble for somebody. There's the longs. A 46-yard game for Chase Jenkins. That's how he got most of his yards in the day. As we go back to Houston, none of their runners did anything of worth. Dean Connors, 12 for 26. We go to receiving. Stephon Johnson, 5 for 72 and a touchdown. He's the only guy who will get on the stat sheet for Houston. And then for Rice, Drayden Dickman, 5 for 56. 4 for 50 for Aaron Turner, 1 for 3 for Quentin Jackson. Landon Ransom goals with 14. Dalen Alexander with 14 as well. For Houston, so, I already did that one, so let's go back here. God, the Wizards are so bad. They're down by 30 to the Timberwolves right now. That's embarrassing, man. Matthew Aribasala with 2 TFLs. Chibi Wajuaku is the player of the game. 2 TFLs, 2 sacks. Amari Porter with 1. Blake Banish with 1. No interceptions. Kari Crump, the only guy with a pass breakup. Jarek Harper gets a forced fumble and a recovery. No return yards. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go over to Houston. Carlos Allen Jr. with 2 TFLs. Jordan Allen with 1 but nothing else. Sione Fotu with 1 nothing else. Eddie Walls III with 1 and 1. The pick goes to Mark Stampley II. Kentrell Webb with 2 pass breakups. Everett Rogers with a forced fumble. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go to kicking. Ethan Sanchez made 1 field goal, missed 2. That is where they lost this game, if we're being honest. As for Rice, 4 of 4 for Enoch Goda. On a night when they really needed him, he stepped up. They did not score a touchdown in this game. As we go to the main menu for game number 5. Go back to this wheel with 21 teams on it. Let's shuffle and get going. Is it FIU? Is it finally Florida International's time? They are back. I have been trying desperately to get them to play a game. One, because they had one of the most exciting games of the tournament last year, but also because their territory is so dang small. It is almost impossible for them to play a game, and we are going to force them with this new rule of only spinning the wheel for teams that haven't played yet. We're going to force them to play early, because I don't even know if they're that good this year. It's either Miami or the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, let's take a look at the arrow and see if FIU will play at all. They will. It's finally time. Florida International has been forced into the arena by my own hand. I will admit it. But it's a rematch of one of the best games from last year. It was 7-6 most of the way. Florida International took the lead late and then picked off Cam Ward in Cam Ward's one and only Imperialism game. But now we get it again. Let's get it set up. We got to change the lighting here to Miami's colors. A 92 overall offense, 90 overall defense. This team is so good on paper. Florida International. Can they pull off the upset again? It's certainly possible, especially when we put them in their Vice. Oh my God, look at those uniforms. Oh, that is so clean. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, they're wearing black in Miami. Maybe not the best choice. But it's November. It's cooler now. And do we go orange? I think we go orange here. They're classics. Oh, baby, this is going to be so clean. Here we go. All right. It's one of Bordeaux's favorite teams, the Florida International Panthers, suiting up in the cleanest uniforms in all of college football, but going up against a very stacked and talented Miami roster. Carson Beck, Maui Noah, the offensive lineman, Ruben Bain, the edge rusher. So much NFL-ready talent on this team. And they're just looking for a way to display it. They already took out USF earlier this season, both in real life and in Imperialism. And now they will look to avenge one of the most embarrassing losses in their history by defeating the Florida International Panthers. This is the rematch that had to happen at some point, and we're finally getting it. I'm sad that we have to skip most of it, but I don't want to be here for 3.5 hours. A spin move on the kick return takes him out to the 20-yard line, where we will see Carson Beck. Oh my God, those uniforms are so fire. Oh my God. Get off the field on third down and bring the fight to them. Set the tone physically. It's a good strategy. It's their real strategy. So here's Hard Rock Stadium. As Mario Cristobal's Hurricanes get started on 1st and 10. Beck hands it off right up the middle. That's Fletcher. And Fletcher gets a huge run on Miami's opening play as we take this thing to Super Sim. Seven 0. 14-3. They're making quick work of him this time. 21-3. As we go to halftime, FIU cannot respond. 35-3. 38-3. 45-3. And revenge is a dish best served tropical. The Miami Hurricanes eliminate Florida International from their coveted bottom spot on the map. And now Miami can just relax, because UCF is going to get spun at some point, but that might go to Florida. Hurricanes are now sitting pretty for the rest of this tournament. What an important win for them. Their second ever Imperialism victory. Let's go to the map. There we go. I'm filling in that on. Does that one have any gold? It doesn't. And FIU, you gave us such an incredible win last year, but the magic has run out. Oh my God, Mount St. Mary's and Maryland are tied at 77. You've got to be kidding me, man. Anyway. There we go. Bye-bye. Can we make Miami's logo any bigger by putting it down here? We might. Hold on. There we go. So Miami has now taken up residence in all of Central and South Florida, besides UCF, of course. As we go back over here, FIU is gone, unfortunately. And then FIU is gone from here as well. Let's go to stats. 45-3. That is embarrassing. Carson Beck, 14 of 22, 170 yards, 5 touchdowns. I don't know if we've ever seen that before in Imperialism. A dominant statistical showing from Carson Beck. Can we turn up these lights? We can, but not to good effect. Let's put it there. Kawan Jenkins, 9 of 24 for 118 yards and a pick. Just ineffective. We go to the run game. Mark Fletcher, 14 carries, 156 yards. 4 carries of over 20 yards. Jordan Lyle, 13 of 32 as the change of pace back. He gets a touchdown. Carson Beck, 3 for 4. Charmar Brown, 1 for 5. Here are the longs, a 32-yarder for Mark Fletcher. The next Derrick Henry. I'm calling it right now. As for FIU, nothing. Keyshawn Owens, 11 for 38. Not going to get on the stat sheet with that one. Kyle McNeil, 4 for 55. He will get there. Nobody else will. Miami, Ray Joseph, 7 of 91, 3 touchdowns on the day. Malachi Tony, 3 for 49 in the score. Mark Fletcher Jr., 1 for 7. CJ Daniels, 1 for 13. Jordan Lyle with 7. Josiah the Trader with 1 for 3. Now on to that physical, dominant defense. How'd they do? You got Ruben Bain Jr., 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. Justin Scott, 2 and 1. Armando Blunt, 1.5. Charles Brantley with 1 tackle for loss. Raul Aguirre Jr. with 1 and a pass breakup. David Blade Jr. with 1 and 1 sack. The interception goes to O.J. Frederique Jr. Pass breakups go to Frederique, Jacoby Thomas, and Raul Aguirre. No forced fumbles, no recoveries, no blocks, no safeties, and no touchdowns. FIU's defense. Can't imagine they got much. 2 TFLs. Quaylen Hill with a sack. And Keegan Davis with a TFL. Shamir Sterling with 2 pass breakups. Johnny Chaney Jr. and Todrick Bruton both forced fumbles. Neither one recovered. 1 block by Todrick Bruton. No safeties and no touchdowns. We go to Roger Zaremcha with 1 made field goal, the only score of the day for FIU. And Bert Auburn, 1 made field goal, 6 made extra points during the ball game. Turn to the main menu here. We go back to the wheel once again. Let's shuffle. And hold on. So 2 games left tonight. Who's going into the arena next? Is it Cal or Alabama? It will be Cal as we return to the West Coast for another California team. We're going to pop over here. They've got Oregon, Nevada, a tiny little bit of BYU, and then Stanford as the teams that they border. Zoom in a little bit here and bring in the arrow. It could be a Pacific Ocean play. They might avoid playing entirely. Here we go. That's going to be due south, and that will be Stanford. We are getting, I think it's called the big game. We'll see as soon as we pull up to teams. Wow. Cal versus Stanford. That's a fun battle. Maintaining the rivalry in the ACC. It shouldn't be an ACC thing. I don't understand it. Let's go get it set up. You can't see. What do you mean you can't see? What do you see right now? Oh God. Internet's fine. Let's go to the studio. Hold on. Where did I pull that up? Studio. Oh boy. Can I see any sort of? I mean, if I pull it up here, I can see what. Hello? Okay, so I can see it. Screen is stuck in the Miami. What was I doing? Oh, I get it. Hold on, I can fix that. There we go. That should fix it. I'm not sure what happened there, but we got it fixed. So it's Cal versus Stanford. Let's get it set up. Okay. Stanford is going to be the home team. There they are, 77 overall, and then there's Cal. It should be a close, fun, big game right here. Got to go with the classic uniform matchups. Stanford going to play on their classic home look, and then Cal. Yeah, we got to go with red versus blue, unless they have throwbacks. Hold on. The away throwback looks like that. I think we go with their home throwback here. And then the alternate is the all black. Home option is like that. The away option is like that. The alternate option. Home option 2. Okay, they don't have any throwbacks. I think their uniform has been pretty unchanged for a long time. But we got to pull up the colorway. I mean, does that work? It's fine for Stanford. It's a little twinge of red. More pink than anything. Anyway, let's get it set up. Yeah, of course. I mean, if I went through the rest of this episode without any visuals, I only found out like after I streamed it, that would be a disaster. I'll put this at 6 p.m. And there we go. All right, Cal, Stanford. We're definitely playing up rosters for this because we're going to need it. There's that crazy tree mascot. I love it so much. As Stanford comes out to defend their territory against much stiffer opposition than the San Jose State Spartans. It's the California Golden Bears. As the Stanford band does their job, instead of running out onto the field like they did in one of the most famous games in college football history back in the 80s. If you haven't seen the way that one ended, then go look it up. Just look up Stanford band play. That's all you need to do. There goes the kickoff. There's a spin and he's taken down. Here comes Stanford's quarterback. We already saw him play once. I believe it's Elijah Brown, if I'm not mistaken. Or have they changed it to Gulbranson? Can't really see. It is Gulbranson. Number 20 gets some space on the outside. He jukes out there and picks up 7 yards to make it 2nd and 3. Yeah, it's Ben Gulbranson, the redshirt senior transfer, now listed as the starter for Stanford. He did not play in their first game. As we go to Super Sim. Micah Ford's the running back. Stanford can't get anything going, but Cal starts the scoring. 7-0, 10-0. Stanford needs to keep it close. Come on, it's the big game. It's 10-3, 13-3, 20-3. And the big game will not be entertaining whatsoever. It's a 23-3 final. Cal makes very quick work of the Stanford Cardinal. They get to keep the axe. And they get to go home very happy with, I believe, their first ever Imperialism victory. It's a famous trophy, and just like in that famous Stanford band game, Cal emerges victorious as we go to the map. There we go. And Stanford, you got your first win, but that's all she wrote. Bye-bye. Go. And pop this down here, get rid of that. I don't think we can expand Cal's territory at all with that expansion. We cannot. But now it's just Cal and USC left in California besides BYU encroaching on their territory. As we go to the wheel and knock Cal off of it. And then we can also get rid of Stanford on this side. There we go. We're at 46. All right. Let's go to stats real quick. 23-3. It was not close. Bengal Branson, 8 of 30 for 122 yards, 2 picks. Not a good day for him. As Jaron Keawe Sagapolutele nailed it. 20 of 33 for 202 and a touchdown. Running the ball, Kendrick Raphael, 16 for 73. A good game for him. Sagapolutele with 7 for 8. Brandon Hyde Jr., 2 for 10. Tron Grizel, 2 carries for 5 yards and a touchdown. 27-3-7-4 are your longs. Stanford, I mean, you got Micah Ford, 13 for 65. He will get on the stat sheet. Go Branson will not. David Pantelis, 3 for 36. Nobody is going to get on the stat sheet for Stanford. Wait, no, they already played, though. Jordan Onavuge with 36. CJ Williams, 1 for 20. Brendan Doyle, 1 for 15. Sam Roush, 1 for 15. As for Cal, Jacob DeJesus, 6 for 53 and a touchdown. 5 for 84 for Trond Grizel. Kion Graves, 4 for 39. Some crazy names. Kendrick Raphael, Landon Morris, a nice normal one. Jeffrey Johnson with 1 for 4. As we go to the defensive performances. Ryan McCulloch with a tackle for loss and a sack. Nate Burrell with the same stat line. The interceptions go to Hezekiah Masses and Brent Austin. Pass breakups, Tristan Dunn with 2. Nobody else got any. Harrison Taggart with a forced fumble. No recovery, though. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. Stanford got steamrolled. That's all you can say about it. Only 2 TFLs. Brandon Marceau Olayenka with 1. Wilfredo Abar picks up a sack. Scotty Edwards with 2 pass breakups. Colin Wright also gets 2. Anthony Franklin, Darius Davis, and Matt Rose get the other ones. No forced fumbles, no recoveries, no blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. We go to kicking. Emmett Kenny made 1 field goal on the day. Couldn't do anything else. Chase Meyer, 3 for 3, and 2 made extra points. An 11-point game for him. As we go back to the main menu for our last game of the night. Here we go. 19 teams left on here. We had a double elimination earlier. As we shuffle and get our last wheel spin of the night. Who is going next? Is it UCF or LSU? Is it Ball State? Are we going back to Ohio? Yes, we are. Sorry, they're from Indiana. My mistake. But they're a part of that MAC wall containing Ohio State. Do they share a border with them? No, they don't. So this is a very interesting collection of teams out here in the Midwest. One of the only places where we still see big clutters like this. They've got Notre Dame. They've got Michigan, Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, Illinois, and Purdue. So many ways this arrow could go. But only one of them is about to matter. Where will Ball State play their game? That's going to be Northeast, and is that Miami of Ohio or is it Bowling Green? We got to zoom in to find out. We're going to pop this over here. Put it right on the eye, and I don't know. We got to go a little further in here. Make sure both territories are there. Put it straight in the center. That might be straight into the line. We gotta get the measuring paper out here. Where is it? Where'd you go? There it is. Oh wait, why am I not using this? and that just barely points up to Bowling Green. So, it was Maction either way, but we will get... Oh, well, yeah, you're still watching. Okay. I thought you had left. Yeah, we can do another game tonight. It's 9:29. Oh, God. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So here we go. Maction out in Ohio, as it will be Bowling Green, I think in their first home game ever against Ball State. Let's get it set up. Bowling Green over here. And Ball State on this side. 72 overall against 72 overall. It's going to be a battle of the mid in the Mid-American Conference. Got to go with the classic brown and orange for Bowling Green. And yeah, we'll go red and white for Ball State. Nice and classic. It's going to be a night game out in Ohio. This should be a fun one, folks. Gotten a couple more Super Sims than we usually do tonight, but this one is probably going to go the distance. As the Bowling Green Falcons and Ball State Cardinals get ready for a big-time intra-conference face-off. They both got their asses handed to them by Michigan in last year's tournament. But now one of them gets a chance for at least one victory before they get beat by somebody else later on. It's Ball State and it's Bowling Green. Let's get this game started. There goes the kick. And we are underway. It's a good coverage play for the Falcons. And here comes their starting quarterback for Ball State. I believe it's Kial Kelly again. He was listed as a corner on their depth chart last year. He must have made the switch at some point. But now he is officially their quarterback. And he's here to stay. Well, it is his last year, but you know. Kelly drops back on first down. Launches deep. Wide open and caught. First down, Ball State. A 29-yard completion by Kelly to number 5. That's Kyan Magwood making the catch. As we go to Super Sim. Ball State gets an opening drive touchdown. Bowling Green cannot respond. It's 14-0. And this could be a MAC blowout. It could be MAC shutout at 17-0. Still nothing from Bowling Green. We go into the fourth quarter, 24-zip. They do get on the board with 24-8, but that'll be your ball game. As Ball State get a very, very easy win against their in-conference rival. Bowling Green loses the home game. Ball State gets their first ever victory as we go to the map. Bowling Green, I don't know what to tell you, man. You didn't expect to do well here. At least I didn't call it the Bowling Green Met. Nope, not going to say it because it didn't happen. Bye-bye. Such an old joke. It is such an old joke. Oh, good. Maryland won. Coit had 41 points? Oh, my God. Good for him. Hope he stays another year. Go. Can we expand this at all? No. So Ball State will just stay right there with their slightly expanded territory. Yeah, we can't really do anything about the fact that they have the same color as Miami, Ohio. It's slightly different. Whatever. All right, so now we got to get rid of both Ball State and Bowling Green here. Thankfully, they're right next to each other. There we go. And then Bowling Green will get knocked off of the map. There they go. Or the wheel. As we go to stats. So you got Drew Pine, 15 of 31, 167, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. You don't see multiple interceptions that often. That's a true sign of ineptitude. Kial Kelly, 14 of 22, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. No mistakes. That was the difference. Qua Ashley, 18 for 53 and a tutty. Kelly had no run game to speak of. TJ Horton, 1 for 3. Elijah Jackson, 1 for 3. Long of 21 for Kial Kelly. Or no, for Qua Ashley. As we go to Bowling Green, nothing. Chris McMillan was the rushing leader with 21 yards. He will not get onto the stat sheet. And the only guy to get on there for receiving is going to be Finn Hogan, as well as RJ Garcia. We'll put him on there as well for getting over 52 yards. We go back to Ball State. Eric Weatherly, 7 catches, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very good game for him. Qua Ashley, 3 for 24. Ty Robinson, 2 for 12. Jamarian McDougal, 1 for 5. Kyan Magwood, 1 catch for 29 yards. Impact plays for defense. You got Georgia Corey with 1-1. Nathan Voorhees with 1-1. Darren Conley with 1-1. Willajuan Yates with both interceptions for his team. 30 return yards. Jamad Harmon with 3 pass breakups. Micah Wing with 1. Joey Stemler with 1. Jackson Weigold with a forced fumble. Nobody recovered it. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. As for Bowling Green, De'Air Kelly with 3 TFLs and 1 sack. Oopsie. Hold on. Collins at Chempong with 1-1. Nobody else. Miles Bradley goes 1-1. And 1 pass breakup for Dalen White, but that won't be enough to get him on the stat sheet. No forced fumbles, no recoveries. So we go to kicking. Zach Long missed his only... Oh, no, it was Jackson Cleather missing his only field goal attempt. Not a great game for him. Meanwhile, Carson Holler missed 2, so he didn't do much better. But got his extra points when it mattered to put the game away. All right, one more game for tonight. We get the bonus. As we shuffle this wheel once again, only 17 remaining teams have not played yet. Will we get Boston College? That would be the ultimate nightcap. Here we go. It's not Boston College, just barely, but it will be Syracuse. Syracuse has already avoided playing once. We'll see if they can avoid the ire of the arrow a second time. They border Buffalo and Penn State and the empty state of New Hampshire. And then they got Canada up here. So, there's a decent shot they don't play anybody. Let's see if that comes to pass. It will not. Due south, it's Syracuse versus Penn State. Nittany Lions no longer have Drew Aller, but they still have so many other superstars on the roster. This should be their win, but Syracuse could surprise us. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Let's get it set up. Penn State playing once again. I would say we've mostly been skipping the superpowers tonight, but both Arizona State and James Madison played tonight, so that's a lie. There they are, a 78 overall against an 86. It's the Penn State-Syracuse rivalry. Penn State will wear their classic uniforms. Oh, come on! It's my fault. Let's try that again. No. We'll go all orange for Syracuse. And then Penn State will wear their classic uniform. And we'll make this one a day game, just to shake things up. Here we go. Last game of the night. It is Syracuse finally having to play. They lasted for so long last year against the local superpower that is the Penn State Nittany Lions. Over 100,000 fans packed in here for another whiteout. Let's get the updated colorway here. Let's wait until he opens this door. There we go. Penn State running on out. Now, the only question is, should I make this a whiteout here as well? I think we should. Hold on. We're going full whiteout, baby. Oh, but I'll keep the Maryland colors just to stay loyal through everything. Overtime win against Mount St. Mary's. Landing a top 10 recruit under head coach Buzz Williams. Yeah, we'll show some pride. But Syracuse against Penn State. I actually applied to Syracuse. I got in and got a scholarship, but I did not go because I didn't want to spend my college years in upstate New York. It's that simple. I was also looking at becoming a broadcast journalist in college, and that ended up very much not happening, so it's good that I did not go to Syracuse. There's the first run for Katron Allen, picking up 6 yards, and that'll bring us to Super Sim. Okay. Penn State takes the early lead, 14-0. 17-0. Yeah, Syracuse never, ever stood a chance in this ball game. Penn State just has too much talent, 31-0. Syracuse does score, so that's something. They don't get a touchdown, that's the game. 31-3, a very, very fast extra game. Apologies for that. As the Penn State Nittany Lions get another victory. That might be their fourth. I think it's their fourth of the tournament. They are very close to earning an extra life and really putting the rest of the country on notice. With only 44 teams remaining, let's go to the map. There we go. And Syracuse, you done. Bye-bye. Buffalo has become the New York State champion for this year. Who saw that coming? Zoom in to get rid of that extra color. There we go. And I don't think we can put Penn State's logo up there to make it bigger, but it's worth checking. And no. So we'll keep Penn State's logo down there. Boston College only has one option now. It's Penn State or nothing. Not great for them. As Syracuse gets bounced from this wheel. And from this wheel. Let's go stats one more time for tonight. 31-3. Just embarrassing. Ethan Grunkmeyer. 15-29 for 185 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's starting to get accustomed. Steve Angeli, 8 for 29 for 105. Bad. Just bad. Yassine Willis with 22 yards. He won't get on the stat sheet either. Katron Allen, 14 carries, 151 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic game. Nick Singleton compliments him with 12 for 79. Grunkmeyer with nothing. Tribor Pena with 1 carry for 2 yards. A 64-yard touchdown for Katron Allen. He is just so, so good. Kyron Hudson, your leading receiver, 4 catches, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tribor Pena finally gets a good game, 4 for 39 and a touchdown. Luke Reynolds, 3 for 37. Nick Singleton, 2 for 29. Khalil Dinkins, 1 for 14. Devontae Ross, 1 for 25. As for Syracuse, nothing. Your leader was Dan Villari. No tackles for loss for Syracuse. That is rare. No picks. 2 pass breakups, Deion Wilson Jr. and Devin Grant. Neither of them will get on the stat sheet. Zion Moultrie-Goddard with a forced fumble. Demetrius Samuel gets one and a recovery with 4 return yards. He will be your defensive player of the game for Syracuse. No blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. As for Penn State, this must have been a dominant day. No, only 2 TFLs. Caleb Artis with 1, Zane Durant with 1. No sacks, no picks. DeJuan Lane and King Mack both with pass breakups. No forced fumbles, no recoveries. My God. So it was just the offense playing incredibly well. As we go to kicking, Ryan Barker has a 7-point performance. Good for him. And Trip Woody makes his only made field goal. That's a ridiculous name. As we go back to the main menu for one more time tonight. There we go. So here is your map with, hold on. With 44 teams remaining, this is what the map looks like. Penn State expanding further northeast. James Madison fully consolidating their territory. All they have to do is get rid of Charlotte now, and they'll have a really aesthetically pleasing territory. Arizona State expands further by eliminating North Texas. Houston gets upset by Rice. Cal expands down, and Utah takes out Boise State. Those were the big results. Miami also beat FIU, and then Ball State got a win. So that is how the map looks. We only got a couple of weeks left, and we're taking next week off. Going to be going home for Thanksgiving. Then we'll have a couple episodes in December, and then I'll take off for Christmas. We'll come back for December 30th, and then go 1 game per week until we get to that national championship full broadcast of the Imperialism National Championship. Can't wait for that. But for now,